Justice
climate justice on occupied
on
land.
occupied land.
Climate justice on occupied land.
I mean, what are they talking about? How has the question of Israel come to claim such a massive role in these people's psyche that it defines not only how they see the Middle East, but informs how they view every other struggle in the world?
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you are feeling good today. We're here again with another video where Douglas Murray exposes the hypocrisy of activists. And I believe this is going to be an interesting one. As we all know, Douglas Murray is a man of truth. He always said the truth. And I believe this is going to be an interesting one. Let's start with the video. Go.
Well, one thing is era of profound stupidity, in which, as I've said for many years, the adults have left the room. An example of the adults leaving the room is the idea that a truant schoolgirl from Sweden should dictate global climate policy.
Douglas Murray is at it again. This time, he exposes the hypocrisy of activists like Greta Thunberg, who are quick to show fake compassion and support for any issue with little to no understanding. Douglas Murray did not hold back. Watch.
Well, I mean, for a lot of people, it's working as no, the people you mentioned, like why are the climate people?
Well, let's have a look. We actually have a
yeah.
little clip from Greta Thunberg, who's become one of the major Hamas fangirls recently. No climate justice
on occupied
on
land.
occupied land.
Climate justice on occupied land.
I mean, what are they talking about? How has the question of Israel come to claim such a massive role in these people's psyche that it defines not only how they see the Middle East, but informs how they view every other struggle in the world?
Well, one thing is era of profound stupidity, in which, as I've said for many years, the adults have left the room. An example of the adults leaving the room is the idea that a truant schoolgirl from Sweden should dictate global climate policy. Never seemed to me a good idea. Always seemed to me she should spend more time in school. And the fact that so many politicians bowed to her views on, I mean, I said when she first emerged, people didn't like to criticize her when she first emerged because they said, well, here's a schoolgirl who's autistic. I dare you to criticize her. I dare you. And I remember saying when she first emerged, like, what is this game? If I found a younger person who was more autistic and adored fossil fuels, and I put that person out there, would I win? Okay, it was always a trap, the Greta Thunberg thing, always a trap. Now she's of age, she's an adult, so and it's easier to criticize her, or it should be. It's always been a bad sign when things like that happen.
And yet I feel that it goes deeper than
well, it does,
saying
but
the world has always been mad, the world has always been stupid. Something is happening now.
But a very specific thing. There are times, if you read an account of a time in the Middle Ages where a young girl with blazing eyes came from a neighboring village and told you all you were going to burn. You go, well, I mean, that's a strange sort of thing to happen. Well, here we are in the 21st century with exactly the same phenomenon. It's a very odd thing, this whole devolving of expertise, and what these people end up with. There's an analogy from Japanese culture, which is that if you're a warrior for a great leader in medieval Japan, and if your leader died, you would wander around the land looking for another person to affix your loyalty to. That's what these people are. They believe the earth is burning, climate emergency, Palestinian emergency, this emergency. They're desperately searching for things to attach themselves to. And there's another point on this, which is that these people are doing politics by just every issue. You can always tell somebody hasn't thought deeply about anything when they have completely predictable views on every single issue. If you'd have asked me 5 years ago, how do you think Greta Thunberg will end up on the Palestinian question, I'd have said, she'll end up exactly like that, because she'll get her politics a la carte.
Douglas Murray's comments on Greta Thunberg exposes the virtue signaling by most of the social justice warriors today. They are quick to jump on to support the next cause without even having an understanding of the situation at hand. Murray's skepticism towards the blending of issues such as climate justice and the political situation in Israel and Palestine is indicative of a larger critique of modern political and social discourse. He characterizes the current era as one marked by profound stupidity, where critical thinking and rational debate have been pushed aside in favor of activism that often lacks depth in understanding the complexities of the issues it seeks to address. Murray's concerns resonate with a growing skepticism toward the current landscape of activism, where the emphasis on broad, inclusive support for diverse causes can obscure deeper, more nuanced understandings of each issue. This includes recognizing the unique historical, cultural, and political dimensions of issues like the Israel-Palestine conflict, which cannot be easily equated with other forms of social justice advocacy.
Wow, what an interesting video. Just like the title says, Douglas Murray wrecked Greta Thunberg on Hamas support. Wow. And you can relate with Douglas Murray point of view that a lot of these activists, they don't do their research. They are not even informed. They just come up and showing their support without doing any research for them to get better understanding before they choose the side to support. And I totally relate with Douglas Murray's point of view. Before you come to a conclusion on any point, on any matter, you have to be able to do your research, and you have to be sure. You don't have to just come up and just try protesting without doing your research, without knowing without understanding the situation better. That's what Douglas Murray is trying to address in this video. You can see Douglas Murray said the elderly ones have left the room. That's why the young ones that are supposed to be in the school, they are not the one coming out coming out to say whatever they think is right. And I believe what Douglas Murray actually said in this video is right, that most of them, they are doing this for a political motive. You can't be surprised that probably there's someone that is financing these people without the public being aware. There's probably someone behind the scene that is financing this cause. What does the conflict between Israel and Hamas have to do with climate change? I see they are not related. The conflict between Israel and Hamas, I don't think it has anything to do with climate change. So I believe before you come out and, organize a protest and carry people along with you to support your idiotic ideology, I believe there's a need for you to get better understanding on the topic you want to protest on. There's a need for you to get better understanding. And Douglas Murray has clearly stated the fact that a lot of those activists, they don't actually understand a thing. They don't actually understand a thing. They have not done their research. They are not even informed on the topic they are protesting on. So I believe what Douglas Murray have said is 100% truth. Before you engage in a protest, there's a need for you to get better understanding on the topic on the subject you are protesting on. You don't need to just come out there and just try to impose your idiotic ideology on the people. As Douglas Murray always say that a lot of those people have been indoctrinated with idiotic ideology. That's why they believe what they are doing is right, without even doing any research to get better understanding on the subject they are protesting on. And I, for one, I believe that a lot of those people, they are doing this for political reasons. They are doing this for political reasons, and I also believe that there are people behind the scene that is financing this cause. There are people behind the scene that is financing this cause. I totally agree with Douglas Murray that before you come out there and organize a protest and carry people along to believe your ideology, there's a need for you to do a better research, to get better understanding before you engage in a protest. I would like to hear your comments based on the facts Douglas Murray have stated in this video. Keep the comments coming. Don't forget, click on the subscribe button, click on the like button. Do have a nice day.
Yeah.